Broadway lights, when we pair on our chests of what we like the best are the nights. Sights, New York, New York, a hell of a town. The Bronx is up, but the Battery's down. The people ride in a hole in the ground. New York, New York, it's a hell of a town.
Now, which number is this for you for encores? How many have you done?
This is 7. This is number 7. And it's it's a third George Abbott show, which is really fun for me. And you know, to do Damn Yankees and On the Town in 1 year is an incredible honor and privilege, and I'm really very happy about it. So
this is such a classic musical. When you decided to do this, when you went back and started reading it and listening to it, what went through your mind and your vision?
Well, the most important thing was when actually Jack Vertello came to me just before we were doing Damn Yankees and said, you know, would you like to do On the Town? And he said, well, we really want to do it as a celebration for Leonard Bernstein's, you know, birthday, and that the music should take precedence. And so the first and most important thing I thought about was the music and how to sort of present it in a real concert way. So unlike Damn Yankees, this is a very sort of real old school encores concert version of it, which allows, as a director, it allows you very simple storytelling devices. And it's also a relief because, you know, the work is in the orchestra.
I'm playing a guy called Pitkin Bridgework. He's a judge. And the whole show is really about him. He's 45 years old, and he's very stiff. He's a judge, but he's a good guy. He's spent all his life being accommodating and forgiving, and his sort of byword is "I understand." And his girlfriend, he's hooked up with this beautiful girl who is just obsessed with men, and they both know it. And she hooks up with one of the sailors and is always sort of, you know, betraying him. And he keeps walking in on them, and he says, I understand. And then at the end of the show, he says, I don't understand. And he runs off with little Lucy Schmeeler.
Now, how well did you know the show before starting rehearsals?
Well, of course, the Public Theatre did it in the Park, and then it moved to Broadway, and I was sort of peripherally involved in that production because my partner was working on it. So I knew it from that, but I hadn't known it previously at all, except, of course, you know, some of the songs and sort of images from the movie, but I didn't know it well. It's really exciting, and I sat down and before we started this and listened to the whole score, and it is an extraordinary piece of work. It's just amazingly beautiful, and yet popular and fun and goofy and really crazy. I mean, the show is all about sex, and yet it's got this music which is like, it's so gorgeous, it's like the greatest of Bernstein's classical music, I think, you know.
Oh, the sun is warm, but my blanket's warmer. Sleep, sleep in your lady's arms. Sleep in your lady's arms.
I play Gaby, and he's a dreamer. He's a guy who wants to find his true love. He believes in true love, and he believes there's one person out there for him. And so he kind of takes the whole show to find her and try to look for her, and discovers that it really does exist. And he loses her. He can't find her. So a lot of the show is him just kind of alone in his own little world. But it's about his own discovery of true love.
Now, you're doing some of the original Jerome Robbins choreography in this production. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, I really connect with Jerry Robbins. I mean, Jerry Robbins is the choreo I do in Gypsy, too. So it fits really well what I like to do, and it shows in this choreo as well, in New York, New York. It's just great. It's great for guys who really want to show who they are in all their masculinity. And it's just really athletic. So a lot of it is Jerome Robbins, and then Warren Carlyle has come in and sort of taken the Jerome Robbins energy and mixed it up with his own. So we're going to see a kind of a combination.
Well, this is not your first encores, is it?
It is.
Oh, this is your... Oh,
this is
okay.
my first.
So did Tony give you some advice of what it's all like?
You know, he actually has a lot to do with kind of me doing this job, I didn't think it was a part that I don't know, I didn't know much of the show, and I didn't know if I was really right for it. And he was like, and he got cast, and then he was like, you should be going in for Ivy. And I said, really? He said, yeah, you really should, and you're right for the show. And I said, okay. And so he was right, I guess. And yeah, he did. He always said he had such a great time here at Encores, and that not only was it a great show, but it's just so great working here. And it's true. I mean, just even in rehearsals and everybody that is involved, it's just been a joy so far to be part of it.
We'll talk about you have a beautiful dancing role in this show. Talk about the number that you do and the type of choreography we'll be seeing.
My gosh, it's a long one. I think I do the Miss Turnstile's reveal is 12 minutes, 12-minute long ballet, and then the pas de deux that I do with Tony is about 11 minutes. So it's been a lot of working up stamina right now, but it's the choreography is amazing. It's Warren's choreography. He uses a lot of what Jerome did, kind of his alphabet of dancing, and kind of recreated these amazing dance pieces, and it's just been so much fun to do, and it's so thrilling, and I can't wait to get to dance it with the orchestra right in the center of the stage.
What has it been like working on both those different styles?
It's been so great because everyone knows the Jerome Robbins choreography so well, and it is brilliant. I mean, all of his work is, but I'm particularly drawn to this piece. And Warren Carlyle, I think, has done an amazing job sort of using some of that choreography, but also adding his style and creating a new feel and movement to the piece. Not in like updating it, but just adding more flavor, and he really has done an excellent job. We're having a great time.
So what was it like? I know they gave you all like an extra week of rehearsal for the choreography. What was it like when you started working on the Jerome Robbins stuff?
It was great. I mean, I think one of the other things they're so brilliantly married, the choreography and the score. So you know you've seen it, but then to actually to feel the music, I can't wait to hear it with a 30-piece orchestra, but to hear that music and to start doing those moves that I've watched for, ever and when I was younger, and to get to have that sort of extra boost of energy and excitement really was a great gift.
New York, a visitor's place, where no one lives on account of the pace, but 7 millions are screaming for space. New York, it's a visitor's place.
Well, how can you not love this music? It's some of the most beautiful music in the world. But what I particularly like about this piece is, particularly in the times that we're in right now, it was written during the war, and the intentions were high and the stakes were high, and so it feels really, I don't know how much we can bring to it in 2.5 weeks, but it's quite a dark musical, and I think there's a lot of poignance in it, and so I don't think it's just a fluffy thing, although on the surface it does look like it could be fluffy, 3 sailors on leave for a day. But my character has nothing to do with that. My character really is fluffy, and that's how I intend to play it, over the top and superficially. No, she has just as many stakes. She's the opera teacher, and she's teaching Ivy how to sing, and her dreams didn't come true, so she's drinking a lot to cover her sadness.
When I'm playing Hildy, the sexy, street smart cab driver, and it's just been great. And this entire cast, to work with Andrea Martin alone, one of my comedic icon gods, it's just been amazing. So it's just awesome. I'm kind of taking it as it comes.
Great role. Did you do research outside of the script? Did you look at the film?
Nope. I didn't look at anything. I just picked up the script, and from the minute that I walked into the room to audition, I just kind of knew who she was. I thought, there's been many people who have played her. So I just kind of went with my thing, and John Randall was like, that's it. And I was like, okay.
Now let's talk about the role you're playing in On the Town.
Claire de Lune. She is an anthropologist, probably not by her own choice, but she's encouraged to study man scientifically so that she can try to push down her sexual desire. It's not a quality in a woman that's that's admired outwardly in the 40s. So she's a dichotomy of those two things, and I love that about her.
And how well did you know the show before you started it? And talk about working on her.
I did the show in college. I did not do the role. I was a chorus member. I was a freshman in college, and we were not allowed to play any of the principal roles. But I remember very clearly the music It all came back very quickly. I remember lyrics for songs that I didn't sing in the show, but I just heard them every night, and it was just intoxicating. That my memory of it is so joyful that when they called to say you'd like me to do it, I was just thrilled. I'd love to revisit this music and this show.
Many people consider this one of the legendary musicals of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
I think it has it all. And a lot of people might say that about a lot of musicals, but what really gets me in this show is not only the heartfelt story, but the music is so moving. The lyrics are hilarious and entertaining and very heartfelt in the ballads. And I think that's what makes a great musical is honestly the first and foremost thing is the music and the music that the story tells.